first name will be Team Nigeria, the last name will be Team Nigeria, and the middle name will be
Team Nigeria.
And remember, I'm the only governor who have never changed my phone since I became governor 22 years ago.
Yeah.
24 years ago. It's the same MTN I have. It's what I'm having. I never change it, and I'll be willing to still maintain that telephone number and to answer to all my calls. I'm not going to switch on my phones because I'm basically the president. No. But I'm hoping that Nigerian people will pray for me to be Senate president because it is my thought.
Orji Kalu, it is his turn. It is my turn. Nigeria. Nigeria, my country. Nigeria, we hail thee. Arise, O compatriots. Somebody that should be in jail is busy running around saying that it is his turn to become the Senate president. Okay, now. And then we'll turn around and tell the younger generation that, oh, it's their generation that are bad, they are doing this, they are doing that, when they are seeing us. They are seeing thieves amongst us, corrupt people amongst us, running for office. Supreme Court that overturned his judgment, he don't say he's not guilty, but based on technicalities. That the person who did the judgment was already or had been appointed to be, was already an appeal court judge. So he had no jurisdiction to come and give something that took 12 years and taxpayers' money for AFCC to conduct that. Supreme Court, we must put our attention on that Supreme Court. Let me go and even look for this thing and give you details of the person that says it's his turn. Why do we have prisons? I mean, why? Oh, okay, so the thing in Nigeria, it's not the crime, it's to be poor and commit crime. As long as you are rich or in power and you commit crime, of course, you have all the sons in the world to defend you. And in case there's any judgment against you, you can also go to the Supreme Court of Technicalities and find one technicality or the other for your case to be overturned. And then you'll be running around and telling people that it's your turn. Nigeria. And then you now go, oh, we should pray for him. Hey! Prayers don't suffer. Prayers don't suffer for our country. Everybody, every Tom, Dick, and Harry will come and tell us to pray. But when they are stealing money, they don't pray. When they are looting our wealth, they don't pray. When they are stealing our billions, they don't pray. It is when it comes to getting power, they will tell us to pray for them. Let me go and look for that because it's such an annoyingly interesting case. I think it was 2019, yes, that 2019 that this thing happened. Let me go, if I can, let me go and yes, look for that case. And then, you know, I remember the joy. This is from a Policy and Legal Advocacy Center. So I'm on their website right now. And I'm looking at this. It says Supreme Court nullifies corruption trial and conviction of ex-governor Orji Uzor Kalu. They are taking him to court too. This is somebody that should be cooling himself in prison, and knowing that food would have known that, you know, he cannot even be part of anything. But trust Nigeria. Trust our Supreme Court. So that Supreme Court is one of the biggest problems we have in this country. And I'll do a specific video on that and talk about all the different people that should never have gotten into office, that were actually able to get into office because of Supreme Court finding one thing on the right. I will never forget Supreme Court in 2015, I think it was, saying, coming to tell us that the card reader was not admissible in the law. Haba! Supreme Court of Technicalities. Oh yeah. So the Supreme Court, this was on May 8, 2020. The Supreme Court on May 8, 2020 overturned the judgment of a federal high court which convicted Senate Chief Whip and former governor of Abia State, Orji Uzor Kalu. According to the unanimous judgment of the Supreme Court delivered by Justice Ejembi Eko, the declaration of the judgment as a nullity was on the ground that Justice Mohammed Idris, who delivered the judgment, was already sworn in as a justice of the Court of Appeal at the time, and so could not act in the capacity of a judge of the High Court. That's why Orji Uzor Kalu, I think that's his proper name, but let me not miss Orji Uzor Kalu. That's why he's running around and telling us that it is his turn. Hey, okay, now somebody that should be in jail. He's telling us it is his turn to be the Senate president. Because let's open the prison grounds now. Why do we have prison? Why are you holding people for all the yahoo, corruption, stealing, and whatever, when we have bigger thieves are running around for office? Hey, okay, now. The Supreme Court directed that the case be reassigned for trial. It should be recalled that in December 2019, this now I'm on the website of, you can go and get the story there, Policy and Legal Advocacy Center. That's it. It should be recalled that in December 2019, after 12 years, Supreme Court is saying that they should, you know, sometimes in Nigeria breaks one, but you know what? That Supreme Court, that judiciary, we will face it now. we don't kukuma get work now. We get work before. You don't get work. We will face that judiciary. It is time for citizens to face. I've been part of a protest to the Supreme Court before. I can't remember the year. I'll go and look for that. I've been part of a protest to that Supreme Court before. We need to focus our attention there again. It will be recalled that in December 2019, after 12 years at trial, Kalu was convicted of fraud to the tune of 7.56 billion and sentenced to 12 years imprisonment. That guy should be in jail now, not running around telling us a miloko, it is his turn. As owner of Nigeria now, it is your turn. Mr. Ude Udiogu, who has served as Director of Finance in Abia State government during Kalu's administration as Governor of Abia State, was also sentenced to 10 years imprisonment. However, with the judgment of Supreme Court, Mr. Udiogu's conviction has been set aside. Justice Mohammed, who was elevated to the Court of Appeal while he was yet to conclude the trial of the case, relied on Section 396, subsection 7 of the Administration of Criminal Justice Act 2015, which provides for a judge of the High Court who has been elevated to the Court of Appeal to continue to sit as High Court judge for the purpose of concluding partly heard criminal matters pending before his elevation, on the condition that it does not prevent him from assuming duty as a justice of the appellate court. There are arguments that the Supreme Court's decision to void the judgment in question constitutes a technicality which defeats efforts made towards fighting corruption. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? There is even a that Supreme Court, oh yeah. Okay. They say karma no day, but karma dey sha. Because that when it's happening to people, people don't take records. Can you just imagine? You just destroying a nation. The biggest problem we have in that Nigeria, if you go and check all the things, all the, However, some observers have countered to say that the provision of the ACJA is inconsistent with the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended. The Constitution provides for the appointment of judicial officers, their powers and jurisdiction of each court it establishes. While it does not expressly prohibit a judge of a high court from concluding cases in that capacity after elevation to the Court of Appeal, the Supreme Court has interpreted the provisions of the constitutions to this effect. Interpretation, there are different types of interpretation. We are talking about interpretation. There is the literal rule, golden rule, mischief rule, and the purposive approach. That purpose I said to, what is it that you are looking at? What is it that the people wanted to achieve? What is it that, you know, the judges have they can look at it. The judges practically can make rules. Can you understand? Change laws for good. But the ones in Nigeria that we have, especially those ones at the Supreme Court, all they do is to change laws for bad, for the corrupt politicians, for whatever. It is time for us as citizens to focus on the judiciary, especially that Supreme Court, because we want a nation. A nation. A nation that is there for everyone. Not a nation where people can buy justice, where they can go shopping for justice. Someone that should be in jail. He's saying it is turn to be Senate president. I don't blame you. I blame Nigeria.